Teddy Bakes. If you love a little bit of controversy, this video is for you. I haven't seen a saga online like this in a very, very long time. Now, before we jump into everything, I want to give you a little bit of context into exactly what has been going on. So, for anyone that doesn't know him, this is Teddy Bakes, real name Teddy Pegler, a self-taught baker out of Norwich. Over the last couple of years, he's blew up on TikTok and built himself around 1 million followers, selling cookie pies, brownies, and these mystery boxes. Now, the only mystery around here is where the hell's your customers' money or the cakes. However, he's shipped out all over the UK. Big following, big personality. But here's where it gets messy. His trustpilot reviews are sat at 2.1 out of 5 star, rated poor. The company he was trading under, Bakerway Norwich Limited, was dissolved back in May 2025. And right now, he's got customers who have paid for orders and they say they've never turned up. And instead of refunding them, he's told via his TikTok to go and claim the money back off their own bank. Because in his own words, he hasn't got it. So that is what we're going to get into today. Just before we go any further, I want to give you slightly more context on why people are so angry and so upset at this whole situation. Now, it's not just Teddy. His wife Nikita apparently runs the business. Now, I wouldn't trust her running my bath if this is how it's all ended up. Now, Teddy has recently came back from a holiday in Turkey. He's also driving around, in his own words, in his dream car, which funny enough is a Range Rover. Now I'm sure we've all seen how much these are to insure in this day and age. That is practically a mortgage in itself. Now, from where I'm sitting, does that look like a man that is doing his utmost best to, number one, protect his business, save his livelihood. Number two, at least limit the damage on his reputation. And number three, the most important one of all, trying his best to get his refunds back to the customers that he's took the orders from and hasn't paid back and says he hasn't got the money to pay back. Now, there's only two losers in this situation. The customers that don't get the money back, and number two, his payment processor. Now, what I want a clearer idea of by the end of this video is whether, number one, it was purely a mistake, purely business mismanagement, or number two, was it slightly more sinister than that? Was it premeditated? Did they know that this was going to happen? That is the guy we've been talking about, Teddy Bakes, a fully grown man headbutting a cake in his kitchen while his wife is stood right behind him watching on. Now listen, I'm not going to knock his content because that clearly worked for him. He's clearly got a bit of a personality and people have clearly bought into him and his business through his personality, which I think is a real shame, and it makes it even more worse that somebody is actually bought into him as a person and has been blindsided. Now, when I was watching that video, I thought, it's a real shame you haven't put that much energy into getting your customers' orders out to the door. It's a real shame you haven't put that much energy into sorting this mess out and trying to raise the capital to actually refund these people that have bought into you as a person. I think it's really sad, to be honest with you. Now, the downfall, I want to go through this clip as both together. So if you put your feet up, grab a brew, relax, and we'll go through the next clip together.
If you've ordered the box, please go and get a chargeback with your bank. Go and get it. And I mean this isn't rage bait, this is me being completely honest. Because if I'm honest, I've had enough. This is killing me. This is absolutely ruining me. The pressure of all this on top of my shoulders is too much. It's too much, not only for me, but my family, and it's going to end up on a road where I can't come back from. And I'm sorry for being a useless fucking person, a businessman, whatever you want to call it. I took too many orders, spent too much money. I do want to make one thing clear, because they've all twisted this. I never took orders not intending to fulfill them. I always thought I could fulfill them. I still do. I still think, oh, maybe I should just go for it. But the pressure is too much from these maniacs who just taunt and push and bully and threaten, and I can't do it anymore. It's not even my customers that are forced.
So, do you see a sincere apology in that? Because I don't. So, he said he's tried to do everything. Well, I'll give you the perfect solution to sort your issue out. Not go on luxury holidays, number one. And number two, sell your car, sell your Range Rover. Now, all he's going on about is him, his family, how he feels. This is supposed to be an apology video. It's not supposed to be about him. And when he's saying he had no intentions of not fulfilling orders, well, maybe initially at the start, and this is my opinion, he may not have had that intention, but as it's gone on and on and on and on, and you're spending, there's going to come a point where you actually think to yourself, or anybody with any logical thinking behind it, it'd be like, how am I gonna fucking pay for this? You know what I mean? How am I gonna fulfill the orders? I haven't got no money. Listen, it doesn't just happen overnight. A business going under doesn't just happen. There's warning signs beforehand. Like there's multiple warning signs. You know when you're struggling. Like it's not just an overnight thing. And another thing, like this fella is just so selfish. I just can't believe that this is an apology video to the people that have paid the money. People have bought into his business. People have bought into him as a person, and this is a sorry. This is how I feel. It's putting pressure on my family. Like I can't do anything. It's absolute madness. This, honestly.
For me to do this is these people. But I just can't. I cannot do it anymore. The weight on my shoulders is too much. As for the bakery, who's going to help, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for even contacting me, for even believing that this could happen. Thank you so much. But imagine what these people would do to that bakery if it come out who they are, which was the plan, was to advertise them through my social media in a positive light. But we all know how that ends. And I can't put everything I've got into that for these people, again, to ruin that opportunity. And also, in a selfish way, I want complete control of my business. I know the mistakes I've made. I know what I've got to do to rectify that. And I don't want to lose myself in any way. Social media, baking, you're here for me.
Absolute bullshit. There is no bakery wanting him to advertise them. I'm sorry. Listen, if you're a business, just put yourself in that in a position of being a business owner. What does this guy offer you as a business? I'll tell you what he offers you: an absolute PR disaster, because that's what he is. He's a walking PR disaster. There's like he's contradicting everything he's saying. So he's saying that there's a solution there to fulfill the orders, but he's choosing not to do it because he's selfish. That is exactly what he's just said. He doesn't want to hand control over of the business to anybody else. Well, let me give you a heads up, Terry. There is no business. You've got no money to buy ingredients to make your cakes. So what business is there left? If you've got no money to do your job, there is no business left, Terry. So, listen, he's just said it himself from a selfish point of view, Terry. The last 2.5 minutes of you rambling on has been all selfish. There's been no sincere remorse whatsoever.
You're here for me to be baking, and yeah, I feel like making that decision to go with another bakery, although to get the orders out great, long term, I want to be baking, and that wasn't the plan. So yeah, I will start again when I'm ready, and I'll do my business properly. I'll run my business properly, like I fucking should have done last year. I'm an idiot. I've been running my business properly for years and years, and the greed got too much for me. There you go. That's raw. That's exactly what it is. I was greedy. I took on too many orders, thinking, oh, it's okay. Everyone's saying they'll wait, and I took advantage of that. So I'm sorry, but never
Right,
once
he
did
was
I have an
greedy
order.
and he
But I
took on
didn't.
too many orders, and he's going to start his business again. Do me a favour, in the comments below, let me know how long you think it will take him to start up again. And question number 2, would you order from this guy?
I'd fulfill ever. You all mean the world to me. If you know me, you know that. If you hate me, of course you're going to twist this. Of course you're going to clip it. Of course you're going to say this and that. To be honest, I don't give a fuck. There's nothing you can't say to me that I don't say to myself every fucking day. Yeah, if it weren't for my wife and kids, I wouldn't be here. Simple as that. That's how far you've pushed me. I need some time to process all of this. And I want to say, I don't know how I'm going to earn money. I'm not stopping baking. This is my business, and I've built every bit of it up. And it's another mistake. Yeah, another mistake along the road. And I'll carry on at some point, and I'll run it sensibly, properly, the way every fucking businessman should. I'm
Listen,
not a businessman.
it is all just self-pity. Like, listen, he must be getting terrorised on the internet, like, and I sympathise with that. Like, listen, like, you shouldn't be saying anything too toxic and too nasty behind the keyboard. Like, and obviously, if you're getting that 100 or 1,000 times a day, that has got to take its toll on his mental health. And I don't condone any of that. However, he's put himself in this situation. Like, you can't come out and start playing a mental health card when you've put yourself in this situation. Nobody else has took money. Nobody else has went on holiday. Nobody else has bought big fancy cars. Nobody else has done that but himself. And again, like, if he is genuinely struggling mentally, I sympathise with him, and maybe he should go and get a job somewhere. Maybe running a business isn't for him. Maybe being a baker should just be a hobby. I don't know. But you can't keep going on with the self-pity. You've got to take some accountability. Like, everything is just, like, I'm just repeating it, it's just selfish. It's just really selfish.
Who likes to make cakes and content. So the important thing for me is I learn my lessons, and when I do start baking again, I'm going to release some boxes that I can fulfill in 1 week and carry on like that. Every week, 1 week, 1 week, orders out, 1 week, orders out. So you're not waiting longer than a fucking week, which is so obvious. It's so obvious. How have I got to 20 fucking 5 weeks? It's ridiculous. And I take full responsibility for that. I'm sorry if I've hurt anyone, and I've fucking offended anyone, or if I've let anyone down. I feel like I'm the biggest piece of shit on this planet. Please go and get a chargeback of your bank. Every single one of you, please. I will not be fulfilling your orders, and I'll start again when I'm ready. No one.
Listen, that is the worst apology video I've ever seen. That fella is not sorry. That is anything but sorry. He might be sorry when he's sat in his driveway crying in his Range Rover, what all your orders have funded. Like, he's not sorry. Right, I promise the next clip won't be as long as that. And please let me know in the comments what you actually thought of that apology video. Whether you thought it was sincere. Do you believe what he said? Do you believe about the bakery? What do you actually think? Because I'm looking at it from my point of view. Everyone's point of view will be different. So please do let me know in the comments what you guys think of this.
People are calling me the worst man alive. The worst man alive! The worst ever! You're joking! I think there's a few before me. Jesus, you can get a refund. I can't afford to give you a refund. If not, I would. I can't afford to get in the bakery. If not, I fucking would. Trust me. Do you think I want to be doing this? No. If the police come for me and they deem it to be fraud, fair enough. I don't believe it is. I've never sold a box not willing to fulfill it. I have just run out of money. What do you want me to do? I'm not the worst man alive. I've not killed anyone. I've not raped anyone. I've not done anything wrong to anyone. Apart from say they're going to get the box, and they haven't. But that's not intentional. But fuck me. What do you want me to do? Like, you can get a refund. You can still get your money back. Every single one of you can. Loads of people have. And don't tell me you can't get a refund because it's over 120 days, because loads of people have already. You can. Force it with your bank and they will tell you. I don't think this makes me the worst man alive. Fuck it, it's just a load of people that want to cancel me. Well, guess what? Fuck you. I will not be cancelled for no cunt. Okay? Bye.
Right. Let me just clear a few things up on that. A refund and a chargeback are two separate things. They are not the same thing. So basically, in his head, he thinks by saying to people, go and get a chargeback with your bank, that's the same thing as a refund. It's not. Now, he also says, after 120 days, don't start telling me you can't get a refund. Oh, sorry, a chargeback. Right, don't start telling me you can't get a chargeback. Now, it's not impossible, but that is at your bank's discretion. That is not a given. 120 days is the cutoff for a chargeback. Now, the reason for that is because the refund should be coming from him, the business. So if the refund is not coming from him, the business, right, it's got to come from somewhere, either your bank or your payment processor, and that's where the hassle comes, or his payment processor, and that is where the hassle comes in. It's not just as easy as initiating a refund. I don't know what planet he's on, to be honest, and I'll be honest, his attitude absolutely stinks. It's just like, he's not asked, he doesn't care. Like, I've never met him, and I never want to, because that fella is not my cup of tea. Just before we move on to the next clip and the final clip, if you haven't already, let me know when you think he's going to start business again. Let me know. You take a guess. 1 day, 5 days, 5 weeks, 5 years. Let me know. Please let me know what you think. If I could put any song in front of a video, this would be the most fitting song I could put in front of this video, but unfortunately I can't. Eminem, Guess Who's Back? And let me tell you, you have guessed it, R. Terry's back, and he's back with a bang. 8 days, just 8 days ago, he was telling all his customers, on a 25-week wait list, by the way, go and get your refund. 8 days later, he's back in his kitchen and he's baking cakes. Mate, honestly, this guy is on a complete different planet. Like, and to be fair to him, he's got some audacity here. He's hard faced. He's hard faced as anything, this one, isn't he? But anyway, let's jump into the final clip, and then I'll give you my opinion at the end of what I actually think went on, and whether it was premeditated, intended, or just bad running of a business, really.
Happy Saturday, everyone. This is normally the part where I tell you to sit down, shut up and watch my whole video. But today I'm not going to do that, because I know a lot of people just don't fucking like me. So please, if you don't like me, just turn me off now. And I'm not going to ask you to like, share.
Listen, we're not going to turn him off. We're going to watch it for the purpose of this video, and then we're not going to watch it again. So we're not going to turn him off, because I personally, I would turn it off, because I don't really, after this video, I don't really like him, to be honest with you. But we're going to leave it on.
And comment. In fact, I'm leaving comments off. From now on, I'm not going to tell you what you should and shouldn't do. You can decide for yourself. I know I messed up big time. And yes, I do feel bad for all the people I let down. Of course I do. But I have to move on. I have to start being positive again. Truthfully, I thought about coming off social media. And if it turns out that no one likes my videos anymore...
He never thought about coming off social media. Do you want me to tell you why? We'll go back to one of the very first videos where he's putting that cake. He craves attention. That was what that video was for. It was to get views, and because he craves attention. If you didn't crave attention after the actions he's done, you would stay off social media. You know what I mean? If you weren't going to sort them issues out, you would have to... You wouldn't be thinking like a normal person to think it's acceptable to come back 8 days later.
I might just do that. But for now, I've got to try and start again. I want to make things right with my customers. I have no idea how I'm going to do that, but I know it starts with me first getting some money in. So my idea is this. From next week, I will be baking some cakes. I don't know how many, but once they're baked and packed, I will make them available for next day delivery. From now on, there will be no more pre-orders. Fucking hell, I think that's a good plan. I will only sell what I've made. And if no one orders, then no one orders. But I've got to try something. I've still got a family who depend on me. I can't just give up. I have to keep trying. Now I understand there will be anger from people. How dare you send new boxes out when you've got so many outstanding ones? And I've asked people to do chargebacks. Well, let me get back on my feet. Let me start earning money again so I can pay my bills. And in a couple of weeks, I will start sending people's boxes out. Whether they've had a chargeback or not, we will go from the bottom of the list. And even if it takes me 2 years, I'll get through that list. And every single person will get their box. I'm sorry I can't do it all at once. And I know this doesn't make everything okay. I wish I could just do them all without taking new orders. But I have to get money in as well. I'm trying to make things right. Thanks for watching.
I mean, I don't know what you guys make of that, but that is just an absolute joke to the people that he owes money to. He's not sorry at all. If he was that sorry, he would be trying his best to rectify the mistakes he's made. Now, my opinion on it, I don't think initially he set out for this to happen. I think it's been a sort of snowball effect. It's like rob Peter to pay Paul. It happens in quite a few industries where, say for instance, someone's doing a job, they'll start another job, then they'll spend the money, and then they'll always be behind because the person that pays the upcoming job will then go on to the previous job, and it just doesn't work. It just does not work. And his idea where now basically he's making a set amount of cakes, and then once they sell out, they sell out. Surely once you start that, like I say, that just hasn't started happening. Surely when you're starting to notice I'm falling a little bit behind here and you've got people on your case, surely at that point you close your books and you catch up, and then moving forward you do that. And you don't want to get to this point where you're telling people that you've got to do chargebacks. And another question I would have as well, 6 months, a 6 month wait list. I wonder how many people have put orders in with this fella. There must be a substantial amount. If you've put an order in, put in the comments that you have, and then I can tally up how many people have actually put orders in, because it's so hard to actually, even that way, it's so hard to actually verify how many people have put an order in. I've seen numbers flying around of 100 grand, 60 grand, 50 grand. Listen, you can't go throwing numbers around because that's just rumours. It's purely rumours. So I don't know how much money it is, but I think it's obviously quite a bit of money if he's had to tell people to do chargebacks and it's a 6 month wait list. Yeah, so I do think it was a snowball effect. However, I think he could have stopped this a lot earlier and reduced damage. And I think the way he's been on holiday has not helped him at all. How can you go on holiday 8 weeks ago and then come back off holiday and then tell people you're not getting your money? That's not a good look, that. But it's not a good, it isn't good. You don't do that. If you're that skint and you're trying to save your business, you're trying to save your reputation, you don't go on holiday. You say to your missus, listen, this is more important. This is me living. This is me reputation. We need to do the right thing and we're not going to go away. And then if you don't go away and you put everything into it and it still fails, I'm sure a lot of people would look at that and think, listen, shit happens and shit does happen. Businesses do fail. But mate, the way this fella's went about it and his apology, everything about it just stinks. So if you want my opinion, I would not be putting an order in with this fella. But what I do want to just say is don't let this and don't let this Teddy Bakes put you off putting an order in for another online baker, because that is not fair. There is genuine businesses about and there's genuine people about trying to make something of themselves. So don't let this one guy make you think twice about putting an order in with somebody else. However, just be a bit more switched on. Maybe just put a very small order in until you receive that order and you like it. And read the reviews. Just Google whoever you're buying a product from, not even just cakes, but anything. Just put the name into Google and just do your due diligence on them, really. But yeah, I'm going to end it there. Been a bit of a long video, but there was a lot to go through and sort of decipher. If this video has added any value to it, I am going to be doing a lot more of these. If you could give the video a like and subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. Thank you.